Well, Brianne, we often talk about, when we talk about sex addictions, we talk about men usually. It's not often we hear women, acknowledge that they have a sex addiction. Can you kind of I just want you to break it down. What was it about the sex that you were addicted to? Was it the physical act? Did you feel empowered? What was it that you just wanted more and more and more?
For me, it was never about sex. And I want to make it very clear, it's never actually about sex for anybody. It's the buildup to the sex. It's the intimacy before sex without being completely intimate. It's this false sense of fantasy. So actually, when the act of sex happened, I would find myself, and others have said this too, very disconnected to themselves and their body. And you're almost using the other person just to make you feel better, but then it never works. It's when you're done, you feel very depleted.
Yeah. It's interesting because I have a really good friend of mine who I've always said to him, you're in love with the process of being in love. Does that make sense to you?
Oh my God, that is it. When I talk about this addiction all over the world, I say I am in love with falling in love. And to me, when I was very young, I watched movies like Romeo and Juliet, and they met in 2 days. They were madly in love. And that's what I thought real passion and romance looked like.
Well, Brianne, what did you learn when you first started to seek help?
Well, I learned I wasn't alone or broken. That was the biggest thing. I went to a meeting in Los Angeles on a Wednesday night. I sat around with 40 other people from every walk of life, every age group, gender. And it was so fascinating. They all had a part of my story. And I found myself in the middle of this meeting, bawling my eyes out. And when it was my turn I was like, I'm Brianne. I'm a sex and love addict. And I started crying. And I wasn't crying because I was sad. I was crying because I finally found a place where I wasn't alone and I could get help. And that is the best thing I've ever done for myself.
I want to bring someone else into the conversation. Dr. Mike Dow is a psychotherapist and he is a sex addiction expert. He's a friend of the show. Dr. Mike, you've heard what Brianne has been saying about her situation and her recovery from sex addiction. I mean, you have a whole practice based on this. Is this familiar, and how common is this?
I think that there are a lot of people who are struggling with sex and love addiction. And I'm doing a lot of genetic testing in my practice these days. And what that does is it helps people to realize, because brains are like snowflakes, I found, or Brianne found, or if you're watching at home, you found that right little cocktail. So for an alcoholic, it might be a little bit of vodka with a little sprinkle of olive juice. But for a sex and love addict, it's that dopamine mixed with adrenaline, right? We know in brain scans that when you first fall in love, dopamine soars. And if you have a little adrenaline in there because it feels a little dangerous, you're lying, it actually, because those two neurotransmitters are both uppers, it sort of potentiates that effect. So I think all of that is really interesting, and it helps us to look at the disease model of addiction so that we can take away some of the stigma.